Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Param Om Shanti 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 Om Ishwara Om Namaste. We are beginning the verse 4 to 6, chapter 11, right? Let me close this one here. Okay. So Swamiji is presenting us with an introduction here, explaining that the chapter 11 is going to deal with Vishvarupa Darshanam, the vision of the Lord as Vishvarupa. And he explains here, there, I don't remember where, the meaning of the Vishvarupa. It says before here, he says that Puranas presents often this concept of devotees doing puja to gain the vision of the Lord, and they describe it as a thrilling, extraordinary punya or experience for the devotee. So now we have thousands of millions of devotees all over India and some abroad as well, just doing pujas and trying to invoke the manifestation of the Lord in dualidade as an object of experience. So this is the climax, the peak of spiritual religious experience for devotees at that level of development. No? They say that it's very fulfilling. Ishvara Darshana. There are descriptions all over the place. People doing so much rituals and sadhanas waiting to have a glimpse of Rama, or any other deity. It's an experience beyond description. It says even Tyagaraja sings about entertain Savari, whatever it is. I do not know Telugu very well. So anyhow, everywhere in several different scriptures, including the Mahabharata and other Puranic texts, they talk about doing certain kinds of sadhanas to gain or to receive a visit from the Lord. Similarly, we get the description of such events in relation to Krishna by various devotees of Krishna in the Bhagavatam. So remembering again, Papaji was a devotee. He was born in a family with a history from generations of being Krishna Bhaktas. And Papaji claims that he used to play with Krishna over and over again after doing some pujas. It's described as a wonderful mystic type, almost mystic type of experience. This is a key point here. So what was happening in the mind of Papaji, I don't know. But I know that according to his description, it was a dualistic experience in which he used to have Krishna manifest, and it was very fulfilling to him, but he got tired of that. So if he got tired of that, it means that he did grow in maturity to the point of saying, enough is enough. I want to know a God that does not come and go, but a God that is always ever present. So why is he having Vishvarupa Darshana with Krishna? Yes and no. Because fundamentally Vishvarupa Darshana is the Darshana of the eye of wisdom that sees Vishvarupa at all times, in all space. It's always manifest as what is manifest. So, and here Swami says that for most of these devotees, these moments are described almost as a mystic type of experience. So is it an epiphany? Is this a mystic experience? Are these mystic experience possible? I would say so. Yes, everything is possible. Yeah. And but it remains the fact that extraordinary experience, ordinary experience, mystic experience, whatsoever experienced by nature is bound by beginning, middle, and end, time. We should understand that any experience involves two things, the subject and the object, whether it is Ishvara Darshana, the experience of God, or for that matter, any kind of experience involves two things. One is the object of experience that needs to be available, and the other is I, me, the subject principle. So we need a subject-object duality in which we can experience duality. We need an experiencer who is going to experience something. But the experience must be prepared somehow to appreciate that kind of experience. If the experience is not really prepared, there will be no appreciation, there will be no knowledge, there will be no transformation, because the mind of the experiencer is not prepared. The importance of preparation on the part of the subject is fundamental, very, very important. It is absolutely required. Swami gives us some good examples in the field of music. So we know that some kind of music, he talks about Carnatic music and great musicians in India. And some people will say, wow, that was a wonderful experience. And some other people, they were just annoyed by being there, not being able to stand up and go. And they did not enjoy, they did not appreciate it. Why? Because certain people, they have developed the finesse, the refinement for music. Okay, they have that refinement, they have that knowledge, for the nuance in sounds, in music, that can provoke a feeling of great satisfaction, peace, and appreciation in the heart of the listener. But for some other people, without that refined mind, yeah, it's not going to do any appreciation. Yeah? So Swami presents this more than one instance here. Unless the listener has got an idea about that kind of music and got some training, and through the training have developed the qualification to further even appreciate more that kind of music. Yeah? Unless there is some really development on the side of the experiencer, certain things are not going to be properly appreciated and enjoyed. If the person does not have an attuned, prepared mind, the objects of experience, although always available, will not produce joy, peace, and fulfillment. These objects of experience are not going to get the positive impact that they were designed for. Not because the music, in this case, the object of experience, is lacking refinement and value, but it's because of the lack of preparedness or sensitization on the side of the listener who is not prepared or refined enough. So very simple. We can see this on different levels. In one level, as the vision of the Lord, We know that the Lord is always available, but depending on our state of mind, we don't see the Lord, we just see a problematic world. Because our mind in that moment is not really refined enough to see that it's all the Lord, Ishvara. On the other, from another angle, we see in terms of Upanishad teachings, self-inquiry and self-knowledge, Shravana and Manana in Nididhyasana. So if you get certain people to participate in one of our classes, it may be a torture to the person, okay? And not that the teachings or the exposition of the teacher, is not good enough, because some other people are going to appreciate it, but someone not really qualified will not appreciate. It's going to be bored with all of these things that we do and we talk and we listen every week. Okay. So for any objective experience, the mind must be in tune with that kind of phenomenal vibration, because the vibration comes from the teachings of the Upanishads, a very, very fine, high vibration. And the mind has to vibrate in the same way in order to benefit, in order to receive a positive impact. So preparation is everything on the part of the listener or the student. So generally, we emphasize the object of experience, but we do not focus on the importance of the quality on the part of the subject of experience. Subject, object. Subject, object. So there is a saying in our Vedanta circles which says that the mind is our primary instrument of experience. Okay, is the instrument at disposal of I, the subject. Okay, so if this mind is not purified and refined, we're going to experience the world, but we're going to suffer the world, because we are not going to be able to appreciate the world. The mind is our most intimate instrument and needs to be prepared, refined, purified, so that we can enjoy this world by seeing the world as the manifestation of Ishvara, as the body of Ishvara, as the beauty of the miracle of life available by Ishvara and its Lord. So usually we are so crazy running around trying to contact objects of experience, because we heard this gives joy, this gives ultimate happiness, and this and this, and we are so concerned about the objects of experience, and we neglect the quality of the mind of the subject. Because if the mind is in bad shape, not even the most, in a common consensus, the most enjoyable possible object of experience is not going to be enjoyed by a crippled mind, so to speak. A mind that is depressed, the mind that's angry cannot enjoy anything in life, anything. And the mind of psychopath cannot enjoy anything in life. But they say that they enjoy torturing people, This is not only true with regard of any experience in the world, this is all true in regard to every spiritual experience, religious experience, such as Ishvara Darshana. When Rama, in some instance, gives darshana to somebody and other devotees, they enjoy the thrill and happiness. And we think that they have got Ishvara Darshana and they got this wonderful ananda, because Rama gave the darshanam, but he forgot that it's not Rama's contribution alone. In order for people to enjoy the ananda inherent to the manifestation of Ishvara as the cosmic universe, So we need to have the other side of the equation, which is the contribution from the mind of the devotees who have to be qualified to get this vision. And for qualification, preparedness, they need to go through a process of sadhanas, which is more or less what we do through karma yoga, dharma yoga, upasana yoga, and even shravana and manana. How do you prove this? What should be done to prove this? Everything should be logically based, founded. Okay, Vedanta is about the impeccable logic supporting all these concepts presented by the scriptures. Very same Ramana was available for Ravana also. The very same Rama for those 1 minute glimpse Sabara priesthood craved, and she got the darshana for a limited time only. She was thrilled, but the very same Ramana was available for Ravana. And what happened to Ravana? Nothing. Nothing happened. So this is a very simple proof of what the scripture is saying. So Amji is saying we need logic. The logic has to be impeccable and has to be really scientifically provable. And the proof here is that there was something such as this knowledge being presented to people, or even a epiphany of a Vishvarupa present to two people. One people got it, the other did not get it. So this is enough proof of what Swami is saying. Everything will depend on the quality of the mind on the side of the receiver. The object is always available, but there is no prepared mind to get the positive impact of that darshana. Ravana did not get any impact, any positive impact, no negative impact, only frustration because nothing really happened. There is no question of self-knowledge and moksha for Ravana. He was a materialistic person, maybe even his mind did not change, no benefit on his mind, no improvement on his mind. Nothing positive happened. Rama gave him the final chance down, in the story that I don't know. But the point is, you must understand what you have done is a grave dharma, kidnapping somebody else's wife. It is a grave sin, Ravana. Ravana could not recognize his own sin, even after what Rama Darshana of Rama has poured his darshan on him, yet he could not even recognize his sins and consider that he should observe Dharma next time. He was absolutely unchanged. Ravana could not recognize anything, much less receive the impact of that vision. He went back and he was convinced that everything he does is justifiable. It's right. And he came back to fight with Ramana, with Rama. So a little bit of the story we pick up here and there. So that means what? If Rama Darshana should give an impact to anyone, so contribution of Rama alone is not enough. Or Rama Darshana to give the thrill, as we have seen, the mind of the receiver must be prepared. If it's not prepared, even God cannot help anybody. So this is very, very simple, but extremely profound and go in line with what Vedanta teaches, Qualifications is the base. And here goes the qualification. Pa, 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 pa. If you do not qualify for Vedanta, you may get some benefit from Karma Yoga, Pasana Yoga, and so on. But self-knowledge is out of question. So Vedanta always says that preparedness is absolutely compulsory. no? And people hate to hear that. But the proof is that people come and they leave, people come and they leave. They come to Vedanta and they leave. Even Ramji at certain point he used to say that everybody that passed through Shine World, you can count a few people in his two hands that would really be serious about doing the work. So why? Because there is not even appreciation to pursue self-knowledge in the light of the teachings of Vedanta. People start going fishing on other ponds, another lakes. Therefore, nothing happened to Ravana. What happened to Kamsa through Krishna Darshana? Another example, Kamsa had Krishna Darshana all the time. He never had any positive impact. He never changed from being a dharmic person. We hear several stories of Rakshasa doing tapas and Lord appearing in front, and not only is their mind does not change, even that Ishvara Darshana, they can twist and use for negative purpose. They ask for boons. For what purpose? For destroying the people. So what did he do? He again abused Avishwara Darshana. As we can see, these Adamic tendencies in the mind of jivas, human jivas, is not something new. It's built into the system. Okay, good and evil. All opposite pairs, always present. From this, a very, very important point should be remembered for Ishvara Darshana. I should go through tremendous preparation. Without my preparation, even if Ishvara comes right in front of me, nothing will happen. You know what is this, like the betul nut? You know what kind of nut is that one? Lynn?
Very hard.
Yeah.
Does Mark know?
Yeah, it's probably very hard. Okay. You having signal problems, Mark?
Sorry, yes, I'm having a bit of problem here with my device is not holding a charge and it cut itself off. So
Understood.
hopefully it'll be okay now.
In the same way, Vishvarupa Ishvara has been described as well on the 7th, 7th, 9th, and 10th chapter. Vishvarupa Ishvara is nothing but the Lord in the form of the universe itself, and therefore, as I said in the last class, Vishvarupa Ishvara is available in front of us all the time. It is available. If you know the meaning of the word Vishvarupa, you should know Vishvarupa is right in front. That's why in the Vishnu Shramnama, what is the first name? Visvam, then Vismu. The first nama of the Lord is Visvam. Universe. Visvam means the universe. The very universe is Ishwara Rupam. Okay? Visvarupam Ishwara. So that's the meaning here. Visvarupa is the cosmic body of the Lord. So here we can also see that there are two levels of the Visvarupa, because at the beginning here of this file, Swami is doing this introduction and referring to Puranic stories in which certain mystical or epiphanies can produce this vision of Ishvara, but every and any epiphany does not last very long. And now he's presenting this Vishvarupa from the standpoint of Vedanta, which is the recognition of Ishvara as the very, very universe manifest as it is through all opposite pairs. So one is I want to have my Ishtadevata, my deity, manifest itself before me because this is going to make me extremely happy. You know, I have been working for years doing tapas and pujas and all kinds of sadhanas. No? And the other is I'm a karma yogi, and I began understanding that Ishvara goes far beyond my Vishvarupa, my Ishtadevata, the deity I am in love with. And now I begin developing the vision of Ishvara as the entire manifestation and the intelligence holding this entire manifestation. So there are two levels of Vishvarupa. One is an experience, epiphany, and the other is a deep understanding that does not come and go, whereas the epiphany comes and goes. But the Vishvarupa we talk about in Vedanta is something always ever present in the form of the very universe. Therefore, I have said in the past class, Vishvarupa Ishvara is available in front of us all the time. Therefore, the object of experience, namely Vishvarupa Ishvara, is already always available in front of us. But if we do not get the impact of life manifest around us in the awakened states, if we don't get any positive impact, any positive appreciation that that somehow invites reverence, gratitude, and devotion. So if we don't get that that kind of experience, it means to say that my mind is not prepared for the Vedantic Vishvarupa Darshana, the eye, this special eye of wisdom, the wise, the Vedic eyes, the Vedantic eyes that will allow us to have the sensibility to see God in everything. It's something that takes some time to develop. So the problem is not with the Lord manifests before us. The problem is with my understanding, my eyes. Even before our birth, Ishvara was here. When we go, Ishvara is here. It's in fact is not bound in time. He is the creator of time and space. The problem is never about Ishvara not making itself available to me. Is that my mind is not making itself available for Ishvara. Preparedness of the seeker, the devotee, is a must, and that prepared is nothing but a process by which purity and refinement occurs to the mind. Preparedness is nothing but purity of mind, which will bring about reduction of all the emotional mental disturbance that we define as samsara: kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matyasarya. These are all thicknesses or you say symptoms of a sickness, which Swami presents beautifully here as a cataract, obstruction of the spiritual vision, the ability to see the Lord in everything, the Lord which is already always available. When the cataract is present as an obstacle, which obstacle all those ragas and diversions producing kama, krodha, lobha, moha, etc., etc., etc. So the obstacles are there. We can look at them and call them impurities. Ahamkara, mamakara, impurity. I, the body mind, mind and my bag of likes and dislikes, which are not just preference, but they become demands. I want what I want, and I don't want what I don't want. That kind of attitude, mental cataract, will cover the vision of the Lord. You will not be able to see. Therefore, it's just the surgery needs to be done. The cataract needs to be removed because God is already here. God does not need to come. When I go through this surgery, I begin to appreciate the already always available Vishvarupa. So Arjuna's problem is only that. Arjuna tells the Lord, "Oh Lord, I have understood very clearly everything you taught me from the 7th chapter up to now. I understood that you are the material, you are the Jagata Karan, the cause of the manifest universe, and you alone are manifesting as the world and not apart from the world. Just as gold is always present within every ornament of gold. I understood intellectual everything. You are the cause, and the Karana are just available in you, and through all the namarupas of the universe are contained in you and only you. But I do not get the positive impact of this understanding. What is wrong with this understanding? Huh? I'm getting the vision, but I'm not getting the juice. I'm getting the vision, the understanding. In this case, we are not looking for an epiphany. We are getting the knowledge, but we are not getting the transformation. We are not getting the attitudinal change and transformation. I think that I have not got the Vishvarupa actually at all. Even though technically you taught me and I understood logically. I understood logically that you were available. But somehow nothing happened. Therefore, what is missing? A prepared mind and ahankara, mamakara, hatita mind. And that purified, hatita is purified, must be, no?
Rahita means without, and Sahita means with.
A mind without ahankara, mamakara, thank you. And that prepared mind is called a mind with a vision, Upanishad vision or Vedic vision, or wisdom, yeah, in which is often referred to as the third eye or divya kaksu. Just as the Carnatic music program remains the same from person to person, the effect is different. Some people have no effect. Some people get so bored that they have a negative effect. They walk away very angry and frustrated. Therefore, music program is audible to others. But what is the difference? Some people, they are just so happy, thrilled, and satisfied after the concert. And some people just the opposite. To appreciate, you should have a musical ear. So to appreciate Shishwara, you have to have a spiritual, a religious ear, a religious eyes, or ear. The 5 senses must be purified to become a religious 5 senses. So you're going to enjoy the touch, the smell, the seeing, the sound of Ishwara. To appreciate, you should develop the 5 senses through a mind discipline to go through this Vedantic process. Arjuna is missing this vision, this wisdom, this eye of wisdom, which is nothing but mental purity, and therefore Arjuna requests Krishna, please, it's not working for me, help me out, give me the darshana in any case. So now it's very interesting because Arjuna, he knows that he has the sympathy of Krishna, and say, so we are more than halfway gone with the Bhagavad Gita, and still I'm not benefiting from your vision, from your teachings, and so on. I want to be able to see you and enjoy you and be transformed by seeing you, understanding you. Yeah? So it's not working yet, and I'm anxious. I don't have much time left. And I heard that you have so much power that you may qualify me, through your powers just to have a momentary experience or vision or understanding. So this goes to a lot of people that spiritually, yeah, they have glimpses, they have epiphanies that points to the nature of reality as non-duality. We remember the story of James. He was not a good guy, and he's going in and out of the post office there where he used to live, and he was just washed away by a series of epiphanies that kept going, that changed his life, but did not resolve his life. It just changed the direction of his life. So epiphanies can help one to redirect one's life here and there, but it does not really transform the individual. Transformation requires mental purity and religious spiritual wisdom in the lights of the delivery presented by Vedanta, the Upanishad teachings. Arjuna requests Christians, please, let's make a deal here. You just qualify me momentarily so that I can enjoy your vision. He says, you describe Vishvarupa not as an extraordinary form elsewhere, but Vishvarupa is what? The whole universe is Vishvarupa. You described. I'm able to understand, but nothing is happening, Krishna. When I'm looking at the world, in fact, I'm getting more angry because I see so many adamic things happening, Therefore, where is lacuna? Where is the defect? Therefore, Arjuna says, I would like to see your vision, to have the vision of you, to see you in your entirety, not as this Namarupa Krishna. I want to see you in your totality. So I want Vishvarupa. I want Krishna Rupa. Up to this, we saw in the previous class, says Swami, the verse 4, oh Lord, if you consider that it can be seen by me, then you show me your inexhaustible form, oh Lord. So now he's really asking him. So I'm doing my best, but it's not work. So just help me out. We have seen the object of perception has been always available before Arjuna. Vishvarupa was and still is available. The defect is in the mind of Arjuna. There must be some problem with Arjuna. Why I cannot see the divinity, says Arjuna, when I experience the world, which is you, Krishna, and therefore, Krishna, it's possible for me at all to have that divinity of Vishvarupa Darshana. So do something and provide me with that vision, even if it's a momentary vision, even if it's a glimpse of your nature, even if it's just a short epiphany. Suppose you think that you can prepare the mind to have the darshan. You please help me, because normally purity of the mind does not happen very quickly overnight. So he's already understanding that this process may take longer than he expected. And he says, so let's go for the epiphany. Do something with your powers and give me a mystical experience of your vision. So this process of preparedness, of purification, refinement is really, I don't have time and patience. It's a tedious, time-consuming process which requires a lot of karma yoga, a lot of vipassana, observance of dharma, and so on. It is not a revolutionary process, but it is an evolution, gradual evolution, transformation. Very good. You cannot just, as a revolution, produce that result. It's a gradual process, gradual transformation. So Swami say nobody can suddenly do that. We need to respect that spiritual development is a gradual. There are no shortcuts. There is nothing that could really shorten the process to us. But you never know, some epiphanies may come to visit us. Don't long for epiphanies. Long for maturity, for refinement, purification. But if epiphany comes, at least you beforehand, you know it's not the big deal. It's not the real deal. It's just an epiphany that come and go. Do I have any temporal methods by which I will get a pure mind for the glimpse of your true nature? So Arjuna say, so give me a temporary method, give me a shortcut, give something that I can do, and then you provide me with a glimpse of your nature. Therefore, he asks if it's possible for me. Arjuna is really trying his best to seduce Ishvara to concede his desire. So his request, Arjuna addressed Krishna properly. Yogeshwara means the Lord of miraculous yogi powers. So you have all miraculous powers. So please temporarily remove my catarata, remove my impurities, the cover, remove it from my eyes and my mind, and let me enjoy the vision of your nature. May you show the Vishvarupa, your nature, to me, Lord. Here also we should be very careful. He says, may you show the Vishvarupa. There is no question of showing the Vishvarupa because Vishvarupa is available right in front of Arjuna. So here Arjuna also is saying something very significant. He says, may you show Vishvarupa, really speaking. There is no question of showing the Vishvarupa because Vishvarupa is always available. Therefore, showing the Vishvarupa is nothing but may you temporarily remove the obstacles, the illness in my mind so that I can have the vision of your true nature as pure intelligence and as Nirguna Brahman. Darshaya Atmanam. Atmanam here means yourselves, reflects pranam, blah, blah, blah. Vaya means the form, the inexhaustible form, because Vishvarupa does not have a karupam. Vishvarupa is anekarupa, Ishvara, and since Vishvarupa has infinite forms, inexhaustible number of forms, all forms, Arjuna used the word avyayan rupa. Please show me your avyayan rupa nature. Avyaya means the form, the inexhaustible form. Vishvarupa does not have a rupa. Avyayan rupan. The totality of all forms, it means, an inexhaustible form. Something like that, huh? Please show me. And then now we have a 3 verse that Swami very, very rarely. I mean, the first time I see Swami Paramarthananda comprising 3 verses together, because usually they split every one of them and make commentaries. But here he's going to comment upon the 3 put together. The first one, the 5th one, the Lord said, the Lord is answering, O Arjuna, yes, please see my divine form of various kinds, various colors, and all forms, in hundreds and in thousands and numberless forms. So he's already conceding, say, yes, okay, I agree, I will do that for you. O Arjuna, see adityas, vasus, rudras, asvins, and maruts see many wonders which are not seen before. You haven't seen them before, or you haven't really seen to the degree that you appreciate it. And the last chapter, last verse, "O Arjuna, see here now in my body the entire universe with the movable and the immovable placed together, and also anything else that you desire to see." So now he decided, and he's already presenting his decision to Arjuna, that he's already conceding to his desire. And on the 7th verse, it says, "Here and now we see in the body of my Vishvarupa nature manifest physically as the entire universe, the universe composed by movable and immovable beings, placed together, and also anything else that you may have desire to see or the eyes to see." And then, oh no, there is one more verse. There are 4 verses. Huh? No, 3 verses, 6. And then the eighth verse, however, this is the but. So the Lord, when he wants to say but, he says, however. "You cannot see me with these ordinary eyes of yours. I shall give you a divine eye. So through my divine power, I will provide you with a divine eye, the eye of wisdom, the Vedic eyes of wisdom." Even though Vishvarupa is right in front of Arjuna, Arjuna was never enjoying the impact of that vision because Arjuna had not prepared the mind. The mind prepared is called divya kaksu, or purified mind. And this is a very slow and gradual process. Arjuna had no time. He had to fight a war in 2 levels, a war to protect Dharma and war against its impurities, its own inner impurities or obstacles to understand wisdom. This process involves religious lifetime lived, flowing Dharma, observing Dharma values. Devotion must be there for such a mind that the benefit of Vishvarupa Darshan will not evolve. If devotion and values are not there, in that case, this vision is not possible. So how is Krishna going to make it available? The mind of Arjuna is not prepared. There is only one way. He needs to temporarily remove the catarata of his vision. Even though it's a gradual and time-consuming process, Arjuna was lucky to have his good friend Krishna, who was making an exception to him. Therefore, he makes the request for a temporary purification of his mind. But the problem is, this is very nice, the problem is when, by miraculous powers coming from outside, coming from out, even certain epiphanies that comes from one's very mind, not necessary, translates as self-knowledge or spiritual wisdom. So the problem here is what? When by a miraculous process we get the purification of the mind, such as in the case of Arjuna, this vision will be only temporary. So why so? Why could not Krishna remove definitely all impurities in the mind of Arjuna? Why not? It would be a violation on free will. So Krishna is doing a concession because it's something just temporarily. Okay, it's something that can motivate, encourage, and stimulate Arjuna to go through the longer process of preparedness of his own mind. And then he said, the first problem is this: it's going to be temporary. It's like a person living with an external support, such as dialysis or a ventilator or any mechanical instrument, medical equipment. Similarly, by the power of miracle, the Shakti, the Yogi Shakti, the grace of the Lord, the grace of the Mahatma or the Lord, a person can get temporary purification, and therefore the person gets the impact of Vishvarupa, but it will be only a temporary impact. And we find Arjuna getting that temporary benefit. The problem is, once you get a temporary benefit, and the word temporary means to say is a benefit bound by time that lasts shortly. Well, so the person is going to be left with a taste for more, because nobody is satisfied with a solution that come and go, you know. So it's a temporary benefit. And then Swami says something very nice. He said, not only that, since the purification is artificial, so Krishna could artificially provide the removal of those obstacles, but because it was artificial removal, the benefit is not fully appreciated. So very, very subtle. There are two levels. One is to remove the obstacles, and one has this vision of the nature of the Lord, but yet the mind in its depth is not prepared to fully appreciate that vision. So one thing is the vision, yes, but the mind itself can never be fully purified, not even temporarily, in order for one to fully appreciate the vision. When it is an artificial aid, purification, artificial purification, the full impact is never gained. Why? This again sticks to the law of merits, of free will, because the full appreciation can only be gained as by my own effort to develop the maturity or the purification, preparedness, refinement. Only then the mind in its as a whole is able to appreciate that vision. That's why we'll find in the 11th chapter, Arjuna gets the thrill initially. So in this chapter, we'll see this. We'll get initially the benefit, the thrill, but later Arjuna is not going to be happy at all with this darshana. Everyone says Arjuna is lucky to have got the Vishvarupa darshana from the Lord, but Arjuna himself could not withstand the impact, and therefore at the end of the chapter Arjuna says, Krishna, that's all right, thank you, it's all wonderful, but I don't want it. You know? Which to my view, it points to the fact that the removal of the obstacles cannot allow the individual to have the Vishvarupa on its depths, but only a sort of epiphany, you know, a moment, a glimpse, like almost an epiphany that comes and goes. And why he said, I do not want? Because it's not because he was seeing the Lord here and there, and everything is the Lord, everything is the Lord. Because he was filtering the presence of the Lord, because the Lord manifested as a vision to him as an epiphany, and he saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. He saw all kinds of opposite pairs, you know. And he was filtering everything. He was saying, "No, Lord, I mean, my understanding of the Lord is that you are the source of love, compassion, and beauty. And I cannot appreciate fully this vision. My mind is not mature enough. Therefore, I cannot really fully appreciate your vision. I don't have the maturity. You can just remove some obstacles, but yet the maturity, you cannot, neutralize the immaturity and superimpose the maturity, something of more depth in relation to the condition of the mind. I do not want it. So therefore, when it is an artificial maturity or removal, first of all, it will be temporary. Secondly, it cannot be fully assimilated experience. Only when we work hard for that, only when we go through our own effort, we can really enjoy the value of spiritual wisdom, of religious wisdom. Only when we work hard to purify the mind, then alone Vishvarupa Darshan remains permanent and its appreciation not overseen. And we are able to take Vishvarupa Darshan with pleasure in spite of all opposite pairs, because maturity is properly established. However, because of Arjuna's request, Krishna accepts and says that I'm going to do that for you. Means they give you a special Google. So I'm going to give you a special Google. So you're going to see my nature in 3D. I do not know whether anyone has seen, so Swami is playing around. A special 3D Google. We require a special Google called purification, which is called the Divya Katsu. Krishna says, I'm blessing you with purification, and with that, you will see that Pasya Mi Pata Rupani. Arjuna, you may see varieties of form and colors in hundreds and thousands, numberless namarupas, numberless expression of my own cosmic body, numberless expression of thoughts and events and actions and words, varied in nature, that is different colors and different forms and different events. Divya means divine. The vision of the divine belongs to the Lord, and with different shapes and colors. And here also we should understand it carefully. With different shapes and colors, when Krishna says, may you see the Vishvarupa with variety of colors and forms, what are we to understand? It's not that a particular God named Vishvarupa appears with variety of colors. You have to learn, but what does that mean? You need to learn to look at all forms and colors of the universe, all words and events as the beautiful colors of the Lord itself. The beautiful colors of the Lord must never be filtered to your likes and dislikes. Oh, no, I don't like blue. I never liked blue. I like gray. No, all colors. Therefore, different colors of the sun, the moon, they are all, but Ishvara Varna just says different forms of ornaments of gold is all gold. All forms are Ishvara Saguna. What we call the form of bungle is just gold and so on. Okay. Similarly, when I see variety of colors, so Sri Rudram described Lord Shiva with virus, and then he goes in certain description, Puranic more in nature, okay? But the bottom line here is that Krishna is provide Arjuna with this wonderful vision. But it goes beyond what Arjuna can take. Because maturity is to be able to accept Ishvara as it is, in spite of Kali Yuga and all cruelties and violence and injustice we see in this world, with trust and confidence that this intelligent principle, supreme knowledge, knows what it's doing, because in our simple mind, we can always say it's okay, it's just an opportunity to provide us with more and more papa karma so that we can purify in pain, in adversity, in crisis, in door. No? So everything is the Lord, everything is designed to perfection to provide us with processing our punya papa. Okay, so we stop here. We come back tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, Friday. Right?
That's right.
Okie dokie. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Krishna Guru. Thank you, Arjuna, as well. If it was not for the disciple, we would not get the delivery of these teachings. Namaste.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Okay, thank you, Alinda. Okay, bye now.